Good morning, and thank you so much for stopping by. I have gotten really lazy with filming my videos. I don't know why, I just have the hardest time with filming videos, but I have a couple, so you might be seeing a couple flip-throughs in the next day or two. So thanks for stopping by. This is a true junk journal. It's very bulky. I normally don't like bulky ones, but as we go through this, as I flip through, you're going to see how fun it is. The other thing I did that motivated this particular one is I started doing acrylic pours. Okay, that is definitely a skill set you have to learn. It looks so easy when you watch videos on YouTube. It was very messy. I'm still experimenting. So the pages, including the cover and the pages are inside, is you have so much leftover acrylic paint. So I use different material to kind of like pattern it. So let me show you what I mean. So some of this material is actually canvas or really nice canvas paper or watercolor paper, nice and sturdy. So after you do the pour, you're like, what am I going to do with all this paint? So this particular one, you get a balloon and you dip it in the paint and then you just use a pattern across. And just look how cool those colors come out. And then some of them I just kind of, smeared it around and I added some glitter spray on it to give it a little bit of a glitter look. I use different types of paint. So you're going to see some maybe brighter colors or what is the thing I'm thinking of? Just different like gold colors. So look how just pretty it is. So the result again is making this book. So I'll just do this real quick. That's another one where you dip the balloon and then you dip it in the paint and then you just make these really neat patterns. Just really cute. I'll try to go show you just a few of these just to show you how cool they are. So anyway, here's some canvas material. So acrylic pours. So yes, it is harder than it looks. You have to really practice at it. So I found someone that did albums, just old albums that you find at Goodwill. What I did in addition to that, I got Mod Podge and I did it different directions to give it this really neat texture. So then I told my daughters, what do I do with these now? And they said, make clocks out of them. So I made 4 of them. So you can see how neat the patterns are, different designs with the Mod Podge. And I found these round pieces and I made sure it was thick enough so I can make a clock out of it. So I bought the material for a clock, so I'm going to be doing that in the next week. See how cool that pattern is? There's one more that I want to show you, and that's this one here. How fun that's going to be once there are clocks on the wall. And then the other thing I did, my doctor gave me this sample of Balsamra. I can't sleep at night, so tried this. I actually use this as one of the folders in here, so I wanted to share with you how you can just use any kind of, junk mail or extra material you have. This is also the package it came in, and you're going to see how I used it as a pocket in here. And then there's one other thing I wanted to show you. Let me see if I can find it. So basically, whenever you buy material, you have this like fray at the end, and it's just so cool. And I said, okay, what can I do with this? So right here, you can see I layered it underneath the canvas. So it just makes it look very creative. And then these really fun beads. I got these at a estate sale, and they're just really nice beads. So I only wish I had put them here at the top versus the middle, but that's okay because they're fun. And then as far as the cover is concerned, this is kind of girly, I don't know, frilly, but I really liked it. So let me just add that in there. And then this is an embossed piece. I used some embossing powder and just a stamp that says, "In every moment, celebrate." And then as far as the ties are concerned, and I've mentioned this in my other videos, when you buy blankets, they wrap them with this really nice ribbon. So I added it here, and because it's so bulky, I also reinforced it with some thread and sewed it in there so that way it stays strong. Okay, with that in mind, let's go ahead and do our flip through. And I also use black canvas in the inside cover and the back. I just love the way canvas feels. So here's just a little flip up. And then here's some little extra ribbon I had, and then I did another little mini flip up right here. Place it to add photos. You can write the memory here. Oh, and then the other thing you can see is like all the pages are different sizes. I like that too. It's something different. Gives it just a lot of creativity. So here I added a piece from my scrapbook paper, and then I added some places to put photos in, added some little beads here. And then I had this like leather strap material, and I put it across here, and I cut out these birds from another piece of scrapbook material. So that looks really cute. These are just little stones. When I used to do mosaic, I had some left over, so I put that at the edge. And then when you open it up, there's a place to add photos. And this velvet here, my cousin sent me a bunch of material, and when I washed it, it fell apart, so it came into little squares, so I added it there. You might see those in some of my other books. And then here's a little place to journal. Here's an envelope. I haven't used glitter glue in a while, so I added some glitter glue there. And then when you pull this up, you have a couple of pull-outs, some tabs here to add some more pictures, and then just tuck it back in. Okay, here's another layout. You can see that material from the Acrylic Pours. I added some, I have some like spray glitter, and that way it doesn't come up. You don't get glitter all over the place. And then I cut these little umbrellas out, added some yarn here in the side. Just a simple layout. I had this extra paper that I had tea stained, so a place to journal. And then I always am writing doodles and notes and stuff on paper, and I cut this out, and it says date, place, and fun notes. Then I added some, I think that's glitter glue on top of it. And just some pieces of, I call it scrapbook swag. It's just leftover stuff I have that I'll use in another book. And here's another one of those things where I'm doodling. It's an adventure. I cut that out and put some glitter glue in the back. And then here's another piece of scrapbook material. And then I used this edger at the end. And then I have a few of these tags. And I have a video, and I'll put it in this either at the bottom or the memo section. These are actually from, you know, you buy scrapbook paper, and this is the backboard or the chipboard. And then I cut them out, and then I used some sheet music, and then I added some napkins to give it this really cool design. And then these little ties. My mom gave me all of her greeting cards, and they always had this really neat material in some of the greeting cards, so I just used it as a little tie. So see, I recycle a lot, and it ends up being these beautiful journals, so hope you appreciate that. Here's a button. I bought these buttons on Facebook Marketplace, and I just added a little bead on there. And then I like to use, like when you cut paper and you have this extra scrap on there, scrap pieces, so I added some pieces on it. I did it in a few places in this book. I also like to do trifolds. So this one right here is this side, but on this side, here's the other side of that trifold. And then I like this material that I use, so you can add photos on both sides, inside, out. And when I'm going to actually show one of my finished journals because I love that. So when you pull it out, you see all kind of memories in there. Then you turn it over here. Here's another piece that when I doodle, I thought, oh, why not add it on here? Add some creativity. And then we turn this here. Here's another folder. See how pretty that pattern looks. Then I just added some yarn here. This is a cute little mini folder. This is another embossing folder. So I added it there, front and back, folded it, added some beads here. Okay, this page is blank. I just love this page of the acrylic leftover, material. When I did the pour, it's dried this way, so there's some texture here. I just love the way it looks. So this is the only page that I left blank, so whoever buys this book can add their own creativity. I do not know what this is. When I bought those beads right here at the back, it included some of these stick pins. I don't know what you use them for, so maybe someone can educate me. But I thought, oh, let me add it to the scrapbook. So I added it right there. Okay, and then here's another embossed piece. I made it into a folder. Here's another tag. Here's some of those buttons that I buy at Facebook Marketplace. They're just really nice. Just like the way they look. Okay, here's that plastic that I told you about. Then I added a little tab in here. And then you can see I've made that fold, so it kind of gives it, like it protects it so you can put it in and out. And this is just a die cut piece. So I just like to recycle so much stuff, and look what it does. It creates these beautiful books. Okay, here's, you can see some string, and here's some beads, and what that is where I sewed in that little pamphlet that I showed you earlier. This one right here. So what I did was I just added scrapbook material. I used this black canvas for like the binding, used it for tabs. As you can see, you had so many photos. And then as you can see, I sewed it in so it won't come up, so it's really sturdy, and added a key there. I just like to recycle, it just makes it look nice. Here's just some extra material I had. Put it there at the top. Here's another little folder. Add some more memories, place to journal. I think there's another place to journal inside. Yep, you can journal there. It says make today great. Put that in. Okay, here's another little folder here. I think those are keys. And then I added a key there. Look at how neat that material is. Sometimes it's hard to put photos on it, but it really looks nice. Because it's just really, that's what you do. You scrapbook and you put pretty pictures on top of pretty stuff. Here's another little flip up, place to journal. And this one here I added some ribbon around. I just have so much extra, so I went through all of my scrapbook swag to pull things out. Here is a embossed piece of some flowers. Oh, and this is fun. This is material that I have. It's really soft, so I made it as a little folder. And of course, here's another of those cute tabs to add photos. And it says save the date. So we're invited to a wedding. They put that in there, and I said, oh, I love that. I could put it in a scrapbook. So it looks really nice. Put this back in. And then when I used this die cut, I used, of course, the acrylic pour paper. So it has a little cute little folder there. Place to tuck in there. Added some beads here on the side. And then here's two just little tabs. And pull it out. So you can add things on there and just tuck it back in. Here's another folder. As you know through my videos, I add so many folders. You may just have 10 signature pages, or 3 or 5, but you have so many places to add photos. Oops. Here's some hot glue. Hot glue's always around when you use it. Last page. For this embossed piece, I just cut the trees out and just layered it, added some lace, place to add photos. But anyway, that's it for this junk journal. Thank you so much for stopping by. I would really appreciate it if you can subscribe, add some comments, tell me what you think about my books, and then definitely like. So thank you so much again, and you have a wonderful day.